What if I told you that something you've been doing privately for decades might be slowly damaging your health, your confidence, and your relationships? And what if the fix was so simple, most men wish they'd known about it years ago? Pause for impact. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could change everything about how you feel in your own body after 60. Here's what doctors are quietly seeing in their offices: men in their 60s and 70s complaining about feeling disconnected, frustrated, and somehow less vital than they used to be. They're describing problems with sensitivity, satisfaction, and even sleep quality. But here's the twist: it's not what you think. These men aren't dealing with major medical conditions. They're dealing with something far more common and far more fixable. Something that 7 out of 10 senior men are unknowingly doing wrong in the privacy of their own homes. And the crazy part? Most of their doctors never even ask about it. Picture this: you're 65, maybe 70. You've lived a full life, raised a family, built a career. But lately, something feels off. Not sick, exactly. Just disconnected from your own body. Like you're going through the motions of being yourself, but not really feeling it. Maybe you've noticed it during intimate moments with your partner. Or maybe it's just a general sense that your body isn't responding the way it used to. You might even wonder if this is just getting old. But what if I told you that some of the most vibrant, confident men I know are in their 70s and 80s? What if the problem isn't your age? It's something you learned decades ago that's no longer serving you. Your grandfather probably never talked about this. Your father certainly didn't. And chances are, your doctor hasn't brought it up either. But that silence has created a problem that's affecting millions of men right now. The truth is, most men carry habits into their senior years that were formed when they were teenagers or young adults. Habits around something deeply personal that we rarely talk about openly: self-pleasure. I know, not exactly dinner table conversation. But stick with me here, because this matters more than you might think. Recent research from Johns Hopkins and the Mayo Clinic shows that healthy self-pleasure habits in older men are directly linked to better sleep, reduced prostate issues, improved mood, and yes, better intimate relationships. But here's where it gets interesting, and where most men are unknowingly sabotaging themselves. The habits that served you at 20 or 30 might actually be working against you at 60 or 70. Your body has changed. Your needs have evolved. But if nobody ever told you how to adapt, you're essentially trying to run modern software on outdated hardware. And that creates problems that ripple out into every aspect of your life. The 7 silent saboteurs. Saboteur number 1, the willpower trap. You've probably heard about semen retention online, this idea that holding back will somehow make you more powerful, more focused, more energetic. It's everywhere on social media, presented like some kind of ancient wisdom that modern men have forgotten. But here's what the actual medical research shows. For men over 60, extended periods without release can lead to pelvic congestion, mood swings, sleep disruption, and increased prostate problems. Your body is designed for regular, healthy release, especially as you age. Dr. Sarah Chen from Stanford Medical Center has been studying this for over a decade. She puts it perfectly: moderation, not deprivation, is the key to long-term sexual wellness in older men. The body needs regular release to maintain healthy circulation, hormone balance, and prostate function. Think about it like this: you wouldn't skip stretching for months and expect to feel better, right? You wouldn't stop drinking water because someone online said dehydration builds character. Your sexual health works the same way. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Men who follow extreme retention protocols often report that when they do eventually release, it feels rushed, disconnected, and ultimately unsatisfying. They've trained their bodies to view pleasure as something to resist rather than something to embrace mindfully. The sweet spot? Most urologists recommend 2 to 3 times per week for men over 60, but the key isn't frequency, it's approach. Which brings us to the next major mistake. Saboteur number 2, the comfort zone prison. After 40 plus years of doing something the same way, it becomes automatic. Same grip, same pressure, same routine every single time. Same mental script, same physical movements, same rushed timeline. But here's the problem your brain doesn't want you to know. Your nervous system adapts to repetition. When it only receives one type of stimulation, it starts requiring more and more of that exact same input to generate the same response. It's like listening to your favorite song at the same volume every day. Eventually, you stop really hearing it. This is what researchers call habituation, and it's why many men notice decreased sensitivity over time. They assume it's age, but often it's just pattern. Many men don't realize that their decreasing satisfaction isn't about getting older, it's about getting stuck in a groove that's gradually worn itself too deep. Dr. Michael Torres from the Cleveland Clinic explains it this way: the nervous system craves novelty. When we remove variety from any pleasurable experience, food, music, physical sensation, the brain essentially turns down the volume on that experience. The solution? Controlled variety. Different hands, different pressures, different rhythms, different positions. You're not abandoning what works, you're expanding what's possible. The perineum, the area between your genitals and anus, is packed with nerve endings that most men never explore. Your nipples become more sensitive with age, not less. The inner thighs, when touched gently, can enhance arousal in ways that feel completely different from direct stimulation. Dr. Janet Morrison, a geriatric sexuality specialist, puts it this way: men over 60 often discover that their bodies are capable of more varied and intense pleasure than they experienced in their youth, but only if they're willing to explore beyond their established patterns. But even if you start exploring more areas of your body, there's one simple oversight that could be limiting your comfort and satisfaction. Saboteur number 5, the dry desert mistake. As men age, skin becomes less naturally lubricated. Testosterone levels shift. Blood flow changes. Yet most continue with the same approach they used in their 20s, creating friction, irritation, and gradually reducing sensitivity. It's like trying to write with a dried-out pen. You can press harder and move faster, but you're not going to get better results. You're just going to create more problems. Quality lubrication isn't just about comfort, it's about preservation. It protects sensitive skin, enhances sensation, reduces the risk of micro-tears that can lead to scar tissue, and more closely mimics the natural lubrication of partnered intimacy. But here's what most men don't realize: the right lubricant can actually increase sensitivity rather than mask it. High-quality, body-safe lubricants work with your skin's natural properties to enhance nerve conduction, not diminish it. Dr. Robert Kim from the University of California, San Francisco Medical Center explains, many men avoid lubrication because they think it's a sign of dysfunction. In reality, it's a sign of wisdom. It shows you understand how to work with your body's changing needs rather than against them. There's absolutely no shame in this adaptation. You wear reading glasses to see better, right? You use better shoes to walk comfortably? You probably take supplements your doctor recommended? This is the same principle, adapting wisely to your body's evolution. But even with all the right physical techniques and tools, there's something that can sabotage everything before you even begin. Saboteur number 6, the shame prison. Many men carry outdated guilt about self-pleasure, messages they learned decades ago that still whisper in the back of their minds. Maybe it was religious upbringing, cultural conditioning, or just the general silence around male sexuality that suggested this was something to hide, rush through, or feel conflicted about. This emotional baggage can turn what should be nourishing into something rushed, secretive, and ultimately unfulfilling. When shame is present, the nervous system can't fully relax. When you can't relax, you can't fully feel. When you can't fully feel, satisfaction remains elusive. Here's the truth medical professionals want you to know: regular, mindful self-pleasure in older adults is linked to better sleep, improved immune function, reduced stress hormones, lower blood pressure, decreased prostate cancer risk, and greater overall life satisfaction. A 2023 study from Harvard Medical School followed 1,200 men over 65 for 5 years. Those who reported positive, shame-free attitudes towards self-pleasure had significantly better physical and mental health outcomes across multiple measures. Dr. Amanda Foster, a clinical psychologist specializing in male sexuality, puts it this way: shame is the enemy of pleasure, and pleasure is a component of health. When men release shame around this natural function, they often experience improvements that extend far beyond sexuality. You're not doing something shameful. You're practicing self-care. You're maintaining your sexual health. You're honoring your body's needs. When you shift that mindset, everything changes. But there's one final piece that most men never even consider, and it might be the game changer you didn't know you needed. Saboteur number 7, the Stone Age approach. Just like every other aspect of life has evolved to meet the needs of older adults, ergonomic tools, supportive furniture, better lighting, adaptive technology, there are now products specifically designed to support men's changing bodies and enhance their pleasure. Yet many men approach this area of their lives like it's still 1980, using the same techniques and expecting the same results, even as their joints stiffen, their grip strength changes, and their sensitivity shifts. This isn't about replacing your natural touch. It's about enhancing it, supporting it, and adapting it to work better for your body as it is now. Soft silicone sleeves that provide gentle, consistent pressure without requiring a tight grip. Ergonomic designs that reduce strain on arthritic hands. Warming lubricants that increase blood flow. Gentle massagers that can stimulate areas you might not be able to reach comfortably on your own. The modern market for senior male wellness has exploded in the past decade, with products designed by medical professionals who understand exactly what changing bodies need. Dr. Patricia Lee from the Mayo Clinic's Sexual Health Program explains, "We recommend adaptive tools for every other aspect of aging. Why wouldn't we recommend them for sexual health? The goal is maintaining function, pleasure, and independence in all areas of life." Would you feel embarrassed about using a good pillow for better sleep? Of course not. Would you hesitate to use reading glasses? Probably not. Would you avoid a supportive chair if it helped your back? Definitely not. This is the same principle applied to an area of your life that deserves the same thoughtful attention you give to your comfort and well-being in every other area. And when you put all these pieces together, the right mindset, varied techniques, full body awareness, proper lubrication, quality tools, and freedom from shame, something remarkable happens. When men start applying these principles, they report something unexpected. It's not just their private moments that improve. They feel more connected to their partners, more confident in their bodies, more comfortable with themselves overall, and more optimistic about aging in general. Take Robert, 67, from Phoenix, who wrote to me after watching my previous videos. "I thought my best years were behind me. I was resigned to just less feeling, less satisfaction, less connection. Turns out, I was just approaching things with a 30-year-old's mindset in a 67-year-old's body. Now I feel more alive than I have in decades." Or James, 72, from Seattle, "My wife noticed the change before I even told her what I was doing differently. I'm more present with her, more affectionate, more confident. She said I seem more comfortable in my own skin." And I am. Or David, 69, from Atlanta, "I didn't realize how much shame I was carrying until I let it go. The physical changes were good, but the mental freedom was incredible. I feel like I gave myself permission to enjoy my body again." This isn't magic. It's simply giving your body and mind what they need to thrive at this stage of life. It's recognizing that adaptation isn't surrender, it's wisdom. The men who make these changes often discover something profound. Their bodies aren't broken or declining, they're just different. And different doesn't mean worse. It means you need a different approach. When you honor where you are instead of mourning where you were, when you work with your body instead of against it, when you embrace wisdom instead of clinging to old patterns, that's when transformation happens. So, what exactly should you do? Here's your step-by-step guide to implementing these changes safely and effectively. Week 1 to 2, the foundation reset. Start by reframing this entire area of your life as self-care, not indulgence. Set aside unhurried time when you won't be interrupted, 20 to 30 minutes rather than 5 to 10. Create a comfortable environment. This isn't about efficiency, it's about connection. Begin with simple breathing exercises. Deep, slow breaths that help your nervous system relax. Tension is the enemy of sensation, so learning to truly relax is your first priority. Week 3 to 4. Introducing variety. Switch hands regularly throughout each session. Change pressure from light to moderate. Never force anything. Alter your rhythm. Try slow circles, gentle strokes, varied patterns. Pay attention to what your body responds to without judgment. The goal isn't to abandon what works, it's to expand what's possible. Think of this as curiosity, not performance. Week 5 to 6. Full body integration. Begin including other areas of your body. Start with your chest. Gentle circular motions around your nipples can create surprisingly pleasant sensations. Explore your inner thighs with light touch. Try gentle massage of your perineum. Temperature can be wonderful. Warm hands, cool lubricant, even a warm towel beforehand to increase blood flow. You're not trying to be exotic, you're trying to be thorough. Week 7 to 8. Optimize your tools and environment. Invest in quality, body-safe lubricant. If joint stiffness is an issue, consider ergonomic tools designed for older men. Create an environment that feels nurturing, good lighting, comfortable temperature, perhaps soft music. Remove any time pressure. This isn't something you fit into your schedule. It's something you schedule around. Week 9 to 10. Integration and mindfulness. By now, focus on presence over performance. Notice sensations without trying to amplify them. Focus on the journey rather than rushing to any destination. Practice gratitude for your body, for all the years it's served you, for its continued capacity for pleasure, for its resilience and adaptation. Ongoing. The new normal. Make this about connection, not just release. Some sessions might be longer, some shorter. Some might focus more on exploration, others on familiar patterns that feel good. The key is consciousness, being present with yourself in this intimate time. Track how you feel afterward, not just physically, but emotionally. Most men report feeling more centered, more confident, and more at peace with themselves. Here's what really happens when men embrace this comprehensive approach. They don't just improve their private moments, they reclaim their relationship with their own bodies and, by extension, their relationships with others. You start feeling more comfortable in your skin during everyday activities. More confident in intimate situations with your partner. More connected to your body during exercise, during sleep, during all the physical activities that make up your day. More alive in general. This isn't about chasing your youth, it's about fully inhabiting your present. About recognizing that your sexuality doesn't expire at 60 or 70 or 80. It evolves. And when you evolve with it consciously, intentionally, the results can be profound. Your body has carried you through decades of life, work, stress, joy, challenges, and changes. It deserves to be treated with respect, curiosity, and kindness. When you give it that consistent attention, it responds in ways that might genuinely surprise you. Men often tell me they didn't expect the emotional changes, the increased confidence, the reduced anxiety, the better sleep, the improved mood. They thought they were just trying to improve one area of their lives, but it turned out to be connected to everything else. Look, I know this isn't the kind of conversation most men have with their buddies over coffee. And that's exactly why so many good men are struggling in silence with something completely fixable. You deserve to feel vital, confident, and connected to your own body. Not someday, today. Right now, at whatever age you are, with whatever limitations you might think you have. Your health matters. Your comfort matters. Your pleasure matters. Your sense of connection with yourself matters. And you're never too old to make positive changes that help you feel more like the person you want to be. If this information resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button so I know this kind of honest, practical health content is helping real people. And if you want more content like this, the stuff your doctor might not have time to discuss, but that can genuinely improve your quality of life, subscribe and ring that notification bell. More importantly than any of that, though, try one thing. Pick just one element from what we discussed today and give it 2 weeks. See how you feel. Notice what changes, if anything. You might be amazed by what happens when you start treating your body like the good friend it's been all these years. Thanks for taking the time to invest in your health and well-being. Here's to feeling great in your own skin, no matter what decade you're in.